Following the recent judgment of Justice Polycarp Herman of the National Industrial Court, Abuja, ordering ASUU members to return to the classroom, the Court of Appeal has directed ASUU to comply with the order made, pending their appeal against it before the Apex Court. The substantive matter between ASUU and the federal government came up in court, wherein ASUU pleaded with the court to order the government to honor its previous agreement on universities' funding and lecturer salaries. However, acting within his powers under the Trade Union Act, Minister of Labour Chris Ngige has registered two university trade unions, Congress of University Academics and Nigerian Association of Medical and Dental Academics. Note that ASUU has filed another suit pleading with the court to call federal government to order regarding the alleged threatening to deregister ASUU, while pleading for Konwa and NAMDA to be deregistered. Also, federal government has filed a preliminary objection to ASUU's argument, but the court record showed that some of the parties in the lawsuit were yet to be served the court processes. The suit, filed by Social and Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP), seeking to be joined as a party to the matters, has been adjourned to December 13, the same date that the other cases were adjourned to.
I represent the claimants in court today. The claimants are SERAP, that is Social Economic Rights and Accountability Projects, and 5 others. In this matter, the defendants are the Federal Republic of Nigeria. ASUU is not a party in this suit. It was fine. The court session went well. The matter today ordinarily was supposed to be for hearing, but we couldn't go on with the hearing because the counsel for the defendant said they were not in receipt of our counter affidavit to their notice of preliminary objection. We ordinarily would have taken the notice of preliminary objection today, but because they claimed that they haven't been served, so we couldn't go on today. So the court now said we should give them an opportunity to react to our counter affidavit we filed in opposition to their notice of preliminary objection. So that was what happened in court today. It's very simple. We initiated this suit asking the court to compel the defendant to honor the agreement they had with ASUU. And part of the grounds is that the relief we are seeking from court is that the court should declare that the failure of the defendant to honor the agreement is unlawful because parties are bound by agreement they have entered into. So it's very simple. That is the crux of the case. The matter has been adjourned to the 13th of December to hear the notice of preliminary objection filed by the defendant in response to the originating summons filed by us.
4 cases involving the Academic Staff Union of Universities and the federal government. We are back again. The first of the cases was the referral after the Honorable Minister of Labour and Employment had apprehended the dispute pursuant to Section 5 of the Trade Disputes Act, and then he made a referral to this Honorable Court, conciliation having failed in the process. So that was case number 1. You recall that it was in that case that this Honorable Court issued a locatory injunction restraining members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities from continuing with indefinite strike. It was in that same case. And in that case, the ASUU, the learned counsel representing the ASUU, filed a preliminary objection challenging the jurisdiction of this court to entertain that substantive case. So that was what came up. Today we informed the court we had filed a counter affidavit and written addresses, and so the court adjourned that preliminary objection to the 13th of December for hearing. That was the first case. Then the second, in that particular case also, a third party called the Incorporated Trustees of the Socio-Economic Development Initiative is applying to join in the trade dispute between the Federal Government of Nigeria, Federal Ministry of Education, and the Academic Staff Union of Universities. So that application is also pending in that matter. So what has been adjourned is the preliminary objection for the 13th of December. That's the first case. And then we have the second case. The second case is where ASUU came to court saying that the federal government had threatened to withdraw their certificate of incorporation. They filed a complaint against the federal government. And in that case, today we filed a statement of defense and counterclaim in that case. And the court adjourned that case for hearing to the same 13th of December 2022. So that's the second case. So we have a defense and a counterclaim. We moved the application because in between the time, you recall that ASUU went to the Court of Appeal seeking leave to appeal against the decision of this court on interlocutory injunction. You remember that. So because of that, those delays, by the time we got back to this court, we now filed our the federal government's position, a counter affidavit, their application on a preliminary objection. So that's the second case actually. And then we'll have the third case, which is the SERAP itself. That's the incorporated trustees of the Socio-Economic Development Initiative, asking the court, asking the court to set aside the referral itself, and asking, based on what they called agreements that were in existence, asking to enforce what they think are their rights in that matter, in a trade dispute involving the federal government and the academic staff union of universities, of which they are not parties. So in that one, we have filed a preliminary objection to that suit. We've also filed a counter affidavit showing the position of the federal government that application is incompetent. That's a live issue before the court, so I'll not comment on that. And then we came to court today and also found a surprising fourth case filed by the academic staff of universities, asking this court to withdraw the certificate of registration of other trade unions, which they claimed were registered by the federal government, the CONUA, and then the second one involving the medical association professionals and teachers. Right, that's the fourth one. And then one of the parties have not been served in that case. So that also is adjourned to hearing to the 13th of December. So remarkably, that's exactly what happened today.
Godwin Oyediro, GTV Africa.